opinions expressed in this program are the intellectual property of the Laughing Ogre and are in no way meant to reflect the opinions of normal human beings. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy The Laughing Ogre! Thank you so much, Real Me. How you doing, YouTube? It's so good to be back. The topic we're going to be covering today is... this is so terrible. The left has become a mockery of itself to the point that they are homophobic, that they are now attacking a gay person and impinging their freedom of speech through violence, through threats, death threats, through blockading streets, setting fires, just all-out horrible behavior. And of course, you know why? It's because of the Dangerous Fagot, Milo Yiannopoulos. I have Hulk Hogan here in a pink headband with a little mockery on this meme in his honor. And how in the world can these people use newspeak and doublethink? It's ridiculous. And all they'd have to do is pick up George Orwell's 1984, and they could see described clearly what they're doing years before they even thought of doing it. So right now I'm going to cut to this clip. I like Tucker Carlson, so I'm going to use his clip here. And let's look and hear from Milo and see what's going on.
Massive protests and rioting have erupted at the University of California at Berkeley. Demonstrators have forced the cancellation of a speech by Breitbart News' Milo Yiannopoulos. Demonstrators have set fires, they burned vehicles, they launched fireworks at the building, threw rocks, trying to breach the doors in an effort to cause chaos, and that they did. They drove Milo, the speaker, from the scene. Police are apparently on the scene. We haven't seen them in the videos. We do have Milo Yiannopoulos by phone with us, though, right now.
These are such brown shirt tactics. I mean, they're setting fires, they're burning cars, they're shooting fireworks through doors and windows to try to get in the building. And what? Cause a fire in the building? Throwing stones. This is, you know, these are the tactics of beyond bullies. You know, what has happened to the word liberal? You know, I keep going back to this doublethink and this newspeak, and the word liberal has been hijacked by buffoons and changed to mean this: bedlam.
Give us just a quick recap of what just happened.
Absolutely. Well, I have a college talk, which is very popular, always oversubscribed, and people love to come and listen to, my contention that free speech is under serious threat on American college campuses from the progressive left, from the social justice left. Well, once again, and we had similar things happen at UW Seattle and UC Davis, they have proven me right. Violent left-wing protesters stormed the building and forced me to be evacuated by police and by my security detail this evening, preventing me from giving the last speech in my tour, which was supposed to be exactly about this problem. So, heavily ironic and very, I think, self-defeating for the social justice left.
Before I let them go on, I just must restate, Milo is popular. His talks are overbooked. To stop him from going, it's not like they can make him unpopular. So the left stormed the building, and Milo, a homosexual man, was rushed out by police and private security for his own protection. Ask yourself, is this, a form of gay bashing? These people are so homophobic, it's sickening if you want to look at it the way they are. I'm not going to call them homophobic. I'm going to call them an insane mob. The way that this insanity rules the day is if free men and women stand by and do nothing. We have to speak up. We have to speak our minds and put an end to this craziness.
Now, Trace Gallagher had given us a detail, and I want to check its accuracy with you. He had said that the university system, the UC system, had told you that you had to pay the security costs. You had to have security because of the threats you got from the anti-free speech agitators outside. But rather than making them pay for the cost of security, you had to bear it. Is that accurate?
Well, this happens everywhere you go, and a lot of people don't know about this. It's a new kind of censorship, a sort of slippery tactic that American colleges use. They only ever level it at conservatives, only ever speakers they don't like. At the last minute, they impose massive security fees on the students who have invited you.
And yet another example of the left trying to break your rice bowl. This is the first thing they try. They try to stop you monetarily. Whether that be you're a voice like my own, or the Hard Bastards, or the Britishers, or Tree of Logic, or some black guy, I can go on and on. Or whether that you are Milo Yiannopoulos, go into to Chicago and having some idiots get on stage and blow whistles, and they're so deprived and have such mommy and daddy issues that they can't even stand to let you have your own voice. This is an abridgment of freedom of speech to the nth degree. So after they can't break the rice bowl, they go to their really what they want to do to begin with, because remember, this is an angry mob. And what does an angry mob want to do? They want to stone somebody. They want to hang somebody. They want to crucify somebody. And that's the tactics we see. Lighting fires in the street, burning cars, storming the building. All over a homosexual man from the United Kingdom that has come here to give us a stark warning and to basically give us his opinions. And please remember, people, just like the one you're hearing now, opinions are like buttholes. Everybody has one, and they all smell very, very similar.
But what seems so unfair, so perverse about that is there's no mystery as to who some of these protesters are, because, as you pointed out, they organize through social media online. So they're identifiable. Some of them aren't, but some of them are. They know that groups are going to protest. And so the school could assess them the security fees, but instead they're blaming you for the violence against you?
But yes, exactly. And it's this sort of Kafkaesque cycle the left always engages in, like feminists who sort of bait men into saying mean things on Twitter and then immediately turn around and play the victim. They create precisely the problem that they say they're there to fix, legitimizing their own position by being the bad actor in the first place. American higher education, these universities have pandered to this social justice, have allowed students to muddy the waters between idea and action, between speech and action, by endorsing this sort of language like safe spaces, student safety. No one's safety is at risk from different opinions. No one's physical safety is endangered by political ideas.
I just have to disagree with Milo slightly on this, because it is the ideas they fear. They need a safe space from the ideas, because as he pointed out before, they have no argument. I just blocked somebody on Twitter because they were, to put it mildly, they were losing at a trolling debate with me, the laughing ogre. I mean, look at my name. If you look at my history, I'm not always the nicest person. And they were losing. So I blocked them not because, I was afraid of them winning a debate. I didn't want the things that I was saying to be copied and pasted and put up and to made me look in a bad light without hearing all the things that they had said about me and my mother and everybody else. So they are afraid of the ideas. They need a safe space from them, because if the ideas invade their space, they won't have a leg to stand on. Simple as that.
We heard from Trace Gallagher that law enforcement was responding, and of course that makes sense, but we're not seeing any evidence of law enforcement in any of these videos. Can you shed some light on that?
Well, the extent to which police assist on these occasions varies widely. I mean, I remember when I was speaking at DePaul University, the university administrators told Chicago PD not to intervene when protesters stormed the stage, snatched the mic, and swung for my face. And that was 6 months ago. Universities have had a long time to come up with responses to this. And by and large, there seems to be some weird policing strategies going on. I mean, I can only tell you what I've heard from my team and what I saw this evening. It seems like it was a very hands-off approach until the very last minute. Let it burn, let them wear themselves out, and we'll only intervene at the very, very last moment.
I gotta say it. I believe it's Black History Month. This reminds me of something. It reminds me when the Democrats were down south releasing dogs on innocent black folks and the white people that were there to support them, when they were there to try to love each other and not judge each other based on the color of their skin but the content of their character. And once again, we have the vicious, voracious mob stepping forward to try to take someone's rights in the name of freedom, in the name of what's right. Guess what? It's the same group of people. Some folks like to say, well, the right and the left switched it. No, the left has always been vindictive, evil. I'm not talking about people that are liberal at heart. I'm not talking about you, hard bastard, or you, Britisher, or anyone else of my brothers and sisters that are open-minded and liberal. That's different. This is the left. These are the commies. These are the socialists. These are the raging hordes.
I'm not in a position to speculate. I don't want to cast aspersions or to sort of to engage in conspiracy theory, but it did not seem to me as though, everything was being done that could possibly be done to allow this event to proceed.
Milo shows an incredible level of class with what he just said. He is a classy dude, I gotta say it.
Well, the videos certainly suggest that you're right. Again, we don't see anybody trying to hold back the crowd or stop the fires.
I will also say that it was the police fault. It was the police, as far as I can tell, who made the call to cancel the event. The college Republicans and the university administrators had not made that call. I certainly hadn't made that call. I would have proceeded with this event in almost any circumstance, unless there was a significant threat to my audience or my team.
Not only classy, but the guy's brave. He is ready to risk what he has, his fortune, his life. He's going. I mean, and if you think that's a joke, I mean, my goodness, go look at some of his videos. He's attacked by these people. He mentioned DePaul. I watched it. I watched the whole thing. This little girl that was just out of her mind. I'm not even gonna. You can go look and see her race. I'm not even gonna mention it because of a great gentleman named Judd Hurst. He let me know. Look, all the black folks think these people that kidnapped that white dude, they think it's disgusting, and I can't imagine that. This ain't nothing about race, folks. This is about somebody trying to pit someone against someone else, and some folks actually fall for it. Don't you fall for it?
It was the police who made the decision.
We should be clear that police departments across the country take their orders from elected officials, and they don't necessarily make these decisions autonomously.
I left that in there because it is true. The police right now are having enough flack thrown at them. If anybody remembers, there was just a shooting of a black individual by a black cop, and before the media fell all over itself, it already had reported that it was a white cop. That's what I mean. They're trying to pit. But I wanted to leave that in there to show you that Tucker's right. There's somebody at the top pulling the strings. Don't blame the beat cop. I mean, in most cases, they're good people. Some of them are corrupt, but some of them aren't.
And I don't want to overstate the significance of this. This is a peaceful, nice country filled with peaceful, nice people. But there does seem to be an escalation of this kind of political violence, and that's exactly what it is. It's political violence designed to prevent people from giving their political opinions. Are you surprised? Do you see that? Does this kind of thing appear to be escalating in the last couple of years?
Absolutely, and I think a lot of these protesters know they can't get at the president. They know they can't get at Trump now because now he's the president. Even when he was the president like this, before that, they can't really get to him. So they pick the next best target. I'm a very outspoken speaker. I'm a big fan of his. I annoy, the feminists and the Black Lives Matter guys probably almost as much as Trump does, certainly on college campuses. So they go for the next best thing. They go for the target they can get to, or the person that they can get in physical proximity with, the person they think they can scare. Well, they don't scare me. I will continue to give college talks until the day I drop dead.
Man, I tell you what, Milo's something else, isn't he? I don't think he's an anomaly in England. In fact, I think he's probably, for true Brits, whether they be from Northern Ireland, from Scotland, from the Isle of Man, from the main island, whether they're from Bristol, whether they're from London, whether they're from that strange sounding town I can't think of right now where the guy put the beer cans all over his house. I think he's passed away now. But anyway, wherever they are, they seem to be tough individuals. Milo is no exception. Can you believe that this man is called a homophobe? He's homosexual. He's called racist. To my knowledge, coming from his mouth, he prefers black men. All of these things, they call him, they actually are. It's redirection. It's superimposing, it's projection. It's superimposing your problems over top of someone else so that when you look at them, two things happen. Now you're able to criticize them and you think you know them because you've just superimposed you on them. And two, it allows you to feel like you're not that bad of a person because they're the same way, only you can see it in them now. It's almost a catch-22 in reverse. This kind of madness, I don't know how to stop it. I wouldn't say the answer is to counter-protest or let's go get the torches, everybody. Get the pitchforks together. We're going to go get them. Yee-hoo. No, I don't think it should be anything like that. But we need to stand up. Go watch The Hard Bastard and watch the end of his videos. You'll notice it says, join the fight. You know, support your favorite YouTuber. I don't have a Patreon. I think he does. Some people do out there. Some people don't. And then he says to, create your own YouTube channel. Hey, do something, people. If nothing else, talk to your loved ones and those around you if they're involved in this nonsense. Do it in a nice way, but do it in a bold way. Channel, if you will, Milo Yiannopoulos. I don't really like to use that term, but I don't know. I can't think of a better one. You try to grasp that energy that Milo Yiannopoulos has when you're confronted with this kind of pig-headed, stubborn insanity. And, Alex Botten is a complete made-up troll, and he doesn't exist. He doesn't believe what he's saying, but people say that stuff. As far as I know, he's just as free-minded as I am, and he's just trying to show the insanity. Now, you got me to do a video on him, and Alex, if you're listening, I would happily debate you. I would let you pick a topic for me to take a stand against, or for, and you could pick whatever, and I would debate you just because I would destroy you, dude. I was made for this kind of thing. I would say I'm at Tucker Carlson's level or higher, excuse me. And that said, well, I'm just talking into a microphone right now. But bring it, anybody. I enjoy a game debate. I enjoy a lively discussion. There's nothing wrong with it. It exercises your mind. It allows you to increase the power of your frontal lobes, where you have reason and sanity, not the base part of your brain where you have your reflexes and your animalistic instincts. On some of my videos, I put up Maslow's hierarchy. Check out Maslow's hierarchy if you get a chance, and see what he said our fundamental needs are. If these fundamental needs are met, which for most of us here in America, in the United States, the United Kingdom, as a matter of fact, Canada, most of the West, as it's called, these things are met. When you don't need to go and search for food, you don't have to constantly sacrifice time to the upkeep of your shelter so that the rain and the snow doesn't fall on you. When you don't have to physically fight someone else for the right to mate, as human beings, because we're curious, we're devious, we're selfish, we're intellectual. If there is no boogeyman, we'll create one. If there is no mastodon to slay, we will construct one in our own psyche. That's what a lot of these insane maniacs that start fires in the street say Trump loves hate, and then they burn someone's building down, or they harm someone in the street. That is a sign of someone that just is not mentally stable. I want to ask you once again and make a plea. Join the fight, not the way these lefty, lunatic, commie stooges do. Join the fight the intellectual way. Join Milo and myself. Join the hard bastard. Join some black guy. Join us. Join Coffee with Tim Black. Join in the fight. Join Tommy Sotomayor. And find Steven Crowder, even though I sent you about 50 texts and Gay Jared ignores me. Yeah, whatever. Tune into that Canuck and his really, really funny, excellent sidekick, not Gay Jared. With all due respect, I missed Fun Dip at first, but then not Gay Jared. When I got used to you, brother, you rock, man. And you never know, you might want some voiceover work done. You just call the ogre whenever you want it done, brother. I'll do whatever you need done. Won't charge you a dime. Well, that's the free way, a free spirit I have. If he ever listens to this. Anyway, listen, folks. Join the fight. Stand up for what's right. And that said, love your friends, love your family members. Be good to them. Be quick to say you're sorry. Be even quicker to accept an apology from that friend or loved one or family member when they give it, especially if that thing they've done seems to be so huge. Because in a moment that you think not, your friend, your family member, your loved ones, your cause in your life will depart from you. Hey, wait. One more thing. Don't forget to subscribe, tell your friends, and, that's one other way you can join the fight. Y'all keep safe now. You hear?